hear me? Oh, so. Jacqueline, welcome. Welcome. French, Berg. We gotta put up these little things here, right? Cynthia! I hope everybody got their emails. Dwayne, welcome. Hello. It's a brand new day, isn't it? So, hopefully everybody got their package. Dwayne, I don't know if I sent you one. Berg, I don't know about you either. But, let me see. What are we going to start with today? Let me see if it's up and ready. It's almost ready. So, Berg, I'm going to invite you in. Let me see. This is going to be a fun live. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. Hey, Pisces 127. Welcome to you. I really like that Rasta pasta. You little snitch. I'm just waiting for something to upload. It's 97% done. I thought it would be done before this live came in. Oh, okay. Well, let me take that off then. Beep. Okay. I wish you could too. St. Patrick's Investment, huh? Total Victory. They got their license. What happened with St. Patrick's Investments when they wanted to build that place? Which is being used today, isn't it? Wasn't there a party there or something? Oh, goodies. It is being uploaded now, and we can get to it. Oh, such a victory, wasn't it, Kiana, for you? Right? Oh, Berg, I gotta send you that package. I forgot. Oops. Okay. Let me upload it. Spag, good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure.
All right.
Okay.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know why that did that, but
I have some concerns and hopefully I'll get some answers. First off, have we received the $6.8 million?
Keep going on your questions.
Are you going to answer?
Keep going with the
Okay.
questions because that got nothing to do with the bills. So
That's
okay, this was a meeting May 6th, 2024. Okay, everybody's concerned about St. Patrick's Investments, right? Okay.
That's grant money that was already, but okay, so everybody would know that that's the answer because it's not being answered. But on May 3rd, we received the email from Bert Costanza and Carberry, which says that we owe them $4,501.27. They've been requesting this since August 28th, 2023. We once again get here. I don't recall them being on the warrant list. So there's an issue that we pick and choose who we're putting on the warrant list, who we're not putting on the warrant list. What really drew my concern was that someone sent us an email and then we actually spoke to this person on the phone. And the email reads, "Thanks for your call this morning. Per our conversation, see the attached. This engineering firm was hired and has a proposal signed by Mr. Freeman. His invoice number is 1092. He is saying that we owe him $7,482. So of course I asked, what was it in reference to? He said that Mr. Freeman contacted him with the help of Ron Smith, who was the engineer, saying that they needed a proposal for 15022 Lincoln. Now I'm concerned because 15022 Lincoln is not our property to my knowledge. So why would we be paying a bill for $7,482? I do know that as being a village that we do have to go through proper protocols and we don't have certified people to do this. But after reading, it says my email to the engineer on record on 11/21/2023 indicating our findings and concern with the request for missing information or corrected drawings to be sent. A letter of our architect indicating numerous deficient items are highlighted for some of your review. The letter of our mechanical engineer indicating deficiency in items for your review. Again, we strongly recommend the construction stop immediately until such time these items are addressed by our architect on record. Now, I'm concerned because the man keep calling about his money and it's never been on the warrant list, but I'm more concerned that beautiful big building at 15022 is not structurally sound because there's a 12-page report that says there are all these issues. So my question, and this is discussion, is somebody please call this man about his $7,000, which I don't understand.
Kiana Belcher, it's not structurally sound. 12-page report. Donna B, welcome. Good to see you. Dwayne, Kamal didn't have a business license there. He bought it empty. Okay. Can you send that to me, please?
Why the owner would not be paying for this, and then what are we doing in reference to all of the, has anybody followed up about all of these concerns about their property?
Thank you for your concern. Anything else? Anything else?
Yeah, y'all got the answer right there, so y'all know what's going on.
All right. Anything else?
Yes.
I did a little tour today on that property, and here it is. Shout out to Reality Check TV Chicago for this exclusive video. Thank you, my brother in Christ. Okay, great. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you. Do I have your email, Dwayne?
All right, as y'all come into the chat, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. This is the building that they was talking about, 15022 Lincoln Avenue. That was purchased, that was unsound, that the structure is structurally not sound. Hey Kiki, I see you, sis. They said this building is structurally not sound. So they bought it for $80,000. They sold it for $200,000 to a Tiffany Alexa Camara. TAK is the LLC corporation that bought this from Tiffany and them. This is the structure right here. They said it's structurally not sound, so I don't know how true that is. If you look in the back, you got plenty of room for more stuff. Plenty of parking. They said it's supposed to be a 4-level platform building for banquets, birthday parties, a restaurant, stuff like that. Maybe a cafe, some kind of lounge. Just not sure. But this is it, y'all. So y'all know it's up, but not all the way done. But according to sources, the building is unsound. It's structurally unsound. It's not structured right. There's a whole lot of issues with it. Yeah, I see the roofing bar, yep. It's about 4 stories. You got 1, 2, 3, and then you got a floor on top, unless that top floor has a high ceiling. Probably a 20-foot ceiling up there. Yeah. All right, y'all. I was just checking it out, giving everybody a good view of it. Share this video for all different content creators that wanted a picture or video of the structure. This is 15022 South Lincoln, Dalton, Illinois. This is a property that was purchased by the administration of Tiffany A. Henry for $80,000, and they sold it for $200,000. I don't know, John. That looked like it, don't it? Oh, she pulled the wig off. Samaneh from Iranian. How you doing, my brother? All right. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna get out of this rain. You see it's raining. So I just wanted to come in and show you the actual structure and the construction that's going on. Get a closer look on the inside. There you go. All right. All right, y'all. Appreciate you, Kiki. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make you a moderator if you don't mind. I need as many moderators as I can get. All right, y'all. Somebody share this with LNC. Share this video to Shay. Somebody share this video to Shay. All right, we out of here. Reality Check TV, Chicago, live right here. 150-22 South Lincoln. All right. God bless everyone. Everybody be safe. And always remember this. Love God first. Love yourself. Then you can love someone else. We'll see y'all next time. God bless.
Hey, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is facing one charge of criminal contempt due to the fact that she was trying to shake down a business owner in Dalton, and she refused to give them their business license and their liquor license. So today, after actually a year, almost a year, because it was since May of 2024, she's been refusing to give them the necessary paperwork to open after they spent over $6 million. Yeah.
Wait, say that. Just say that last part about the $6 million.
They spent $6 million to date to build this building, put it together, a restaurant, a multi-level restaurant, Black-owned steakhouse.
Yes.
It was absolutely beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And they've been fighting Ms. Henyard for almost a year to get their proper licensing just to open. And guess what? Today, the judge saw it their way, and they found Henyard in criminal contempt at court today.
So what does that mean? What's going to be the ramifications of that judicial finding?
Well, they got their license. They made her sign them on the spot. The judge made her sign them on the spot. But her attorney has 14 days to file an appearance to try to, say, hey, why shouldn't they put her in jail, or why shouldn't they fine her, or whatever. So that's where we're at.
So that's my question: is that one of the ramifications that Mayor Henyard one of the sanctions might be jail time?
Yeah, one of them sanctions might be jail time. So I actually have Ms. Camaro. Yeah. So yeah, you'll be able to talk to her as well.
Right. We've got Tiffany on the line, and she's the owner of that establishment you were just talking about. Thanks for joining us, Tiffany.
Hi, David. How are you? Thanks for having me.
No, we appreciate it. Tell our listeners, what feelings of vindication did you have when you had the judge force the mayor to finally sign off on you getting your permit to your business permit?
Like Dr. Nikita said, this has been ongoing, even in the court systems. Like you have to hold her accountable. And this morning, she finally was held accountable because her plan was to come into court again and postpone it as long as possible. This is the third court day in a week and a half that we've come trying to get the license signed. Every time she says she would sign it, she comes back with something else. You have to sign it before 5 o'clock. It never gets done. It never gets sent. And then we're back in court again. Finally, the judge saw it our way and made her sign it. And I'm hoping that we are able to open them.
So Tiffany, pardon me, Tiffany. Dr. Nikita just said, with whom are you partnered around this particular business?
It's me and my husband.
Okay, and she said that Dr. Nikita just said that you've invested up to $6 million.
Actually, it's over $6 million. So this all started. We already have a business in Dalton, and our plan was to build a new business here where Old Animal Hospital had been vacant for years, and nothing in the south suburbs. We don't have anything to go to, no restaurant, no community place where we can feel safe and have a good time. If the only place where we have to go to is downtown, it's nowhere in the south suburbs, it's nowhere in Indiana. So that was our vision in this. This community needs this. People ask me, well, why would you come to Dalton? Well, why not Dalton? Why not to our own community?
Well, let me give you the opportunity. No, absolutely, and I applaud and I commend you and your husband, because speaking as a business owner, when you're taking on millions of dollars of risk to open up a business, you're putting your own future. Are you and your husband? Do you have children?
We do.
So
We
you,
are, yeah.
so you've got small children at home, and you're putting it out. You're putting it all on the line to build a
Small children, they're all adults, but they have the grandkids. I have my parents I take care of. It's still, you're putting my livelihood in jeopardy.
Now, let me give you an opportunity to respond to what Dr. Nikita just said, because she used a very specific word. She said that over the last year that the mayor was trying to shake you down. I want to give you the opportunity to actually respond to that and clarify that.
Well, I don't want to be specific yet because, everything is still
right. Say, I understand. Say what you. Sure. But I will say, once we stop donating, once all that happened, everything stopped. The communication stopped because we didn't just donate to her; we donated to both sides. Okay.
We tried our best to stay out of the political eye.
Okay.
Because with business owners, that's it.
Okay.
The only reason why the mayor was even involved because she is the mayor, she has to issue the permit. That has to happen.
Wow, that's crazy.
But we tried our best to stay out of this political fire.
I completely understand. Let me, Trustee Belcher, is this something? Listening to this story from like I said, a fellow business owner, she and her husband have put a ton of money. They're trying to invest in the village of Dalton. Is there any conversation at the trustee level of taking away some of these responsibilities from the executive so that if you do have a mayor in the future who is either inefficacious or just morally bankrupt, that you don't have to have one person who can control what's going on? Because in some villages, in some cities, there's a specific individual who handles, issuing business licenses. It doesn't go to the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably, the village of mayor of Dalton is smaller, but are the trustees having conversations about how to rewrite the laws of the village so you don't have individuals who can take advantage of the citizens?
Well, most of these ordinances are already in place. We just have a person that don't follow the laws. And
Wait. So you're saying that when Mayor Henyard was withholding this business license from Tiffany and her husband, you're saying she was doing it in contravention of ordinances that are on the books?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I'm absolutely saying that. And most of the time, before Mayor Henyard was the mayor, which she sat on the board for 8 years, she knew how bringing businesses in front of the board or even in front of the community, because it affects everyone. And there's a process. We have a village administrator. The mayor in Dawson is a part-time position. So the village administrator handles a lot of things where the applications are taken in. Normally about April, it goes to the department where the business department, they look over and make sure everything is in order. And then it used to be a process where the mayor and the clerk was signing off on it. So it was two-part. Of course, when she came in, it's her way or the highway. And there are a lot of ordinances that are in place and she's just not following them.
So now that you have your business license signed off on, what's the ETA for you and your husband to have your opening?
So we're looking for the Super Bowl day, which is a soft opening. That's the goal at this point.
Oh wow, that's
hopefully we can get.
Congratulations to you and your husband. You. I've been covering this story for a while, and I've been telling people just keep suing, keep turning her in, and she won't be able to get away with this forever. I am so happy for you and your husband. And look,
thank you.
I guess I'm gonna have to come out. Look, I don't know if it's safe for me to come out to Dalton and visit you.
Oh, sorry about that.
For me, Tiffany, I appreciate it. Is there? Do you want to hang out for a minute? Is there any other information you want to share with our listeners?
No, that pretty much sums it up. The residents have been following it, so they know what's going on.
Tiffany.
Kiana Belcher. Hey, Big Mike, good to see you. Thank you very much, Dwayne. I appreciate that. I know everybody in the chat appreciates your comments. We did think you got hacked once. That was something. How was the steakhouse, Berg? Was it good? You know how I love surf and turf. Love that surf and turf. Our rules are back in place for tonight. So, oh, I always forget I can put these up. Can't wait to see. Yeah, now we've sent out some things, plan of action to certain people. We're not going to discuss it on this channel for all of you who are listening in the bushes. Nobody on the team will know each other. And there's a reason for that. Because they're not going to be outed. Not that anybody on the team is going to out each other. That's not what I mean. Karen, we're just going over St. Patrick's restaurant. And kudos to them for getting their business license, right? Who's responsible for giving business licenses and permits? Oh, Dwayne, I forget I can put this up. The judge said the licenses are not discretionary. When conditions are met, the licenses shall be issued. Yeah, we should have had a long time ago. I found it interesting that St. Patrick's Investment said that they were donating to both sides. Okay, but all I could find were two donations to Friends of Tiffany Henyard. One was January 25th, 2023. The other was June 26th, 2023. That's all I've seen so far. Maybe it needs to be updated. Who knows? That's all I saw. That was 2023. Now, on the May 6th, 2024 meeting, we heard Kiana Belcher, Trustee Belcher, saying that the building is unsound, and she had a 12-page report that nobody ever saw, right? Thank you very, very much, Big Mike. We're going to have a good time tonight. We won't be on long. So, is it unsound? Is the construction unsound? Did Keith Price buy it for $80,000 and sold it for $200,000? Dwayne said, and Burgundy said that not Keith Price, I'm so sorry. There's so many Keiths, right? Keith Freeman bought and sold that property. Drunk Monkey, welcome. So is the building unsound? And if it was unsound, how on earth is it up and running? If the building was unsound, didn't they have to fix it? I'm curious because I don't know. I don't know anything about buildings. Okay. Kiana Belcher had a 12-page report, May 6th of 2024. We heard it, at the beginning of this video. And a very big shout out to Dear Woke Christian. Please get that man up to 50,000 subscribers. Reality Check TV Chicago and Burgundy Blue Commentary, our favorite blueberry. Keith is looking for a donut. Which Keith? Keith Freeman or Keith Price? We don't do bashing here, Trunk Monkey. Our mods know how to go. Okay. Kamal Woods, aka. Yeah, I don't understand that. What is that, Lotus? Can anybody explain that to me? Because I have missed the entire conversation with that. Blue Doe, it's so good to see you. So good to see you. Oh, no, I don't think you're bashing Trunk Monkey. Don't think you're trashing. You haven't been timed out or anything. Your comments haven't been deleted. But what is lotus? What does that word mean? Because I honestly don't know. Yeah, I know it refers to Kamal Woods, but why lotus? What does it mean? I'm not quite sure. Status Quo, welcome. Good to see you. I'm out here shaking the bushes. Cool Hand Luke. How many people remember Cool Hand Luke? That was a classic movie. I watched Hot Shots the other night because Potato Gaming was going to watch it. So, from YouTube Cooking with Frank. Okay. Brilliant Disguise. Oh, that's his middle name. Oh, that's where that comes from. Thank you very much. I didn't know. I honestly did not know. Kenneth, welcome. It's an African American colloquial nickname. Okay. I'm pausing because I'm not quite sure what it means. Of course, I'm an old white woman. I have to get up with the culture of today's culture. I'm used to old school and blunts. We used to call joints, so I have a difficult time with blunts because we always called them joints. I love my chat. I love my subscribers, and I love everybody that's viewing them. And Pisces 127, thank you so much. Didn't realize that it was a middle name either. Yeah. Well, we learn a lot of stuff on this channel, right? Killing DEI initiatives in the federal government. Is that a good thing? What is DEI? What is DEI all about? And I think that's the real issue, Big Mike. What is it? What is the core of DEI? Is it only for African Americans? Karen, did you get your package? Michael. Okay, and I was thinking about that because you had uploaded that the other night in a live. I have not gotten back to that, and I'm sorry, but I will, I promise. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of it right now so that I don't forget, because I am old, people. Berg, you are not old. I'm twice your age. Peanut butter and jelly rich crackers. That's a good snack. Yeah, DEI. What's it all about? Hooks. I will definitely send you a lot of content about. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. And we are forming a team, and you are welcome to that team. Okay. The package that was put out today was for Dalton. Leotis, thank you. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it because sometimes I just don't know names, right? It was invented for the new migrants. DEI, you mean? Blue dough? I love that blue dough. Not for race, but also... That's what I thought, Kenneth. I didn't think it was just for, African Americans. Mouse toes. You are safe. She's sleeping like a baby. Yes, diversity, equity, inclusion. It's all over the schools, right? Has it created harm? My question. Coffee, my favorite coffee. DEI is a word white men like to use to scare white people like yourself. No offense, just the truth. Oh, I don't take offense. That's your take on it, right? I'm not afraid of DEI. I don't know any of the people I live around or speak with. I speak with a lot of different races. Where I'm from currently, there's a lot of American Indians, Native Americans. Oh, that's what I heard. Maybe we should do a deep dive into that DEI. Drink something, Karen, or do they? Because I'm a white woman and I don't know how I benefited from DEI. And I'm serious. I'm not being snarky. I don't know how I benefited from DEI. I truly, truly don't. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. Who are you gonna block? It's a discussion. I'm very old, heading sunset in my life. I'm joining you, Big Mike. Inclusion, in other words, hiring the incompetent. Mouse toes. You are very, very welcome. Promoting people because of who they are and not on merit. Is that why Trump is getting rid of it? We love our mouse toes. Blue Doe. I disagree about white men and DEI. My straight white male friend was chased out of an IU admin because they couldn't classify him in the DEI. This is going throughout the schools, is my concern. What are they teaching to the children with DEI? And that is also Trump's concern. So I hear. Yeah, she's sleeping. She's getting old too, Mouse Toes. DEI gave us a mobility obese HH secretary. Hiring incompetence. Yeah. Whatever happened to, getting a job on your experience? Your, knowledge. Should I say knowledge? I don't know, because apparently I'm just not knowledgeable. Gender choice. I couldn't respect that about you, Conscious, but a lot of white women think like their husbands and think DEI is just African Americans. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that at all. I think it's affecting our children in school. And what are they being taught? And also, not just children, but colleges, right? How can it help us old white women? Look at the statistics. White women benefit the most. Okay, you know what? DEI. Should we go into this? Okay. DEI is a framework and set of initiatives designed to create a diverse and equitable workforce and ensuring equal opportunity for all candidates regardless of background. Background. It doesn't say race. It says background. That's just a quick, I was always hired on my merits. So there's that. And Coffee, we're having a discussion. This is not an argument. We're going back and forth because we want to know things, right? It does not help unless you are part of the 1% fringe group, Furies and Fairies. Peanut butter jelly and Ritz are going to block. Oh, French wrench. Watch out, mouse toes. Trump wants merit hires only. What has DEI done for this country? SCOTUS shot down affirmative action and this DEI. Well, the one thing I have a problem with is the two sexes. I wouldn't say a lot. When you use the term friends, I don't like to use that term too much because I have a lot of acquaintances. Okay. And there's a big difference between acquaintances and friends. So I like to use acquaintances, and I know a lot of them, and I talk to them. But what has DEI actually done? What has it taught? Preferred at the universities. This is one thing I have a problem with as a white woman. I have a problem. And I do have a friend of mine, okay, and we disagree on this topic about allowing transgender men into women's bathrooms. I have a problem with that. I don't like it. That's my belief. Because a lot of things can happen with that, right? Not saying anything about transgender men, but that could be used in devious ways. Somebody could say, I'm transgender, I want to go into this bathroom, when it says women's bathroom. I have a problem with that. I truly do. Sorry, Mouse Toes, I'm way ahead of you. You're most certainly welcome. It falls under privilege. There's such a thing as white privilege too. And I'm trying to understand that. A very good friend of mine, and I can call her a friend, psychiatrist, doctor. We were discussing white privilege, right? Okay. Please like and subscribe. Mods, thank you, because I always forget that. White privilege. I couldn't understand it, and neither could she. But this woman has an IQ of, well, I can't even say because it's mind-blowing. And she went out and looked. And a lot of her patients, okay? I'm not disclosing any information, but a lot of her patients, she had to be taught what was white privilege, right? Because it's different, isn't it? Yeah, critical race theory. What do we think about critical race theory? What is that all about? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to the Democrats in the room. This has been pushed by the Democrats throughout the House and the Senate, okay, to get political cookies, okay? Let's not offend anyone, right? But you can't voice your opinion on something because you might offend someone. Isn't that taking away from your freedom of speech and how you feel? I don't know. Oh, no, Big Mike. This is an interesting conversation. I'm really interested in it. And I'm interested in people's opinions about it. Because we all have opinions, right? And I did put up the disclaimers. Don't, go after any other commenters. I'm very open and likable to all. I don't argue. I respect. That's right, Coffee. You don't. And we appreciate you. As a white man, I would be lowest on the totem pole. It just sounds a little crazy. Well, when it first started out, it was sound, right? But then it kind of blossomed off into different morphs, right? Which I didn't understand. Oh, he did. I missed it. I'll have to, let me screenshot you so I can remember. I have to do this now because I go through these videos and I forget what people have asked and, what they have produced so I can look it up. I work part-time for Grins. They wanted me to claim disability for their DEI profile. Yeah. No. No. Let's really look it up to understand it. I'm open to the discussion because it's going to be it's going to really divide the country more. And I think you're right. I absolutely believe that, Coffee. Can I short it as coffee? Do you mind? As I'm drinking my coffee, I love coffee. It will divide this country even more. But how far division is our country right now? How far are we divided? Can't seem to get anything done. Accomplishments do not matter. White man bad. Yeah. And I think Coffee has an excellent idea. And maybe we should do a show on DEI. What do you think about that, Coffee? Would that be a good idea? Yes. I'll let if they've gone through the entire change, that's something different. But if you have something swinging in the wind, I'm not down with that. Sorry. Up with using women's bathrooms, I have a problem with that. Look at this conversation going on. See what you started, Big Mike? I love you for it. Make men's room, women's room, and a both either room. Done. And at the VA hospital, they do that. I choose the woman's room. If I get arrested one day, I just have to say I'm a girl and go with the women. French. Dwayne and Mouse understand it as white men do research instead of listening to Republicans. We have a lot of great ideas and a lot of great comments in here, don't we? We certainly do. Grew up poor, great parents, went to college on scholarships, needed no handout, earned those scholarships, and graduated. Congratulations, Mouse Trolls. You did it the right way. Sorry. But that is the right way. You have stop with the what can the government do for me, and what can you do for yourself? That's my philosophy. I'm sticking to it because it came from my great grandparents who came into Ellis Island. No, you're not. Eh? If inside me I felt like a cat, I could go to the vet. You know what, French? There's a thing going on in school where children are allowed to dress up as cats and dogs. Literally, why did I say literally? I don't like that word for obvious reasons. Go into school with a litter box. I'm not kidding you. Fully dressed as a cat or a dog. And that's acceptable. And bite other children because they're a cat or a dog. Is that right? This thing has been so blown out of proportion. Yes. I think you're right, Dwayne. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, you like French vanilla too? Yay. Yeah, we just have to be fair and respectful to all races and give an opportunity to all, not just white men. Exactly. Now, look at the founders of our country, okay? Because that's something that politicians love to quote, right? Politicians love to quote the founders of this great United States. Who were those people? Slave owners. That's a fact. But they want to quote the founders. And what did they put in the documents? I'm not with the men using. Yeah, I just can't do it. I can't do it. No. If a man walked into the woman's bathroom, it would be all over. It works out well for all people claiming to be victims of society and no one else. I'm so sorry. I'm still yawning. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm me that loves the United States of America, even though I'm an African American on an application which was very disrespectful. Oh. Aha. So what do we how do we solve this problem, right? How do we solve this? How do we solve this race issue, this DEI, kids being able to dress up as dogs and cats and using the litter box in the classroom? It's been plastered all over the news for the past couple of years. Is that right? I know we have childhood friends, and we play the game of, what animal would you like to be? But that's kind of taking it to a whole different level, isn't it? Bringing in a litter box. Oh, my. Yep. That's what we do here. My best friend in my life, Pat, I'm so sorry, Dwayne. Vietnam vet. The Vietnam War, what was that all about? We're going into all different kinds of topics tonight. I do have the Napoleon video, a partial Napoleon Harris video. But this is interesting. And I love people chatting, sharing ideas. Yet last night I was not very upset. I was upset. I'm very sorry, Dwayne. What was Vietnam all about? What was Vietnam all about? Yeah, how do we solve it and not divide us as a country? Well, you have to get rid of people that take every instance and turn it into a racial situation, right? I'm sorry. White people kill white people all the time, but it's never covered in the news. I'm not here to offend anybody. That is just a fact of life. People kill. Let me see, what was it? Last Wednesday, I believe. A few roads down, a guy did another man over a woman. Now it's murder over a woman. So white on white crime is a real thing too. Probably get bashed for being a racist, but it's true. Yes, French wrench. What is going on in the homes? What are parents teaching their children? And I have to stop here because there is a TikToker. I watch this woman's show because she tears apart these people. She is on rugs, okay? She has been on TikTok slapping the babies, throwing them in the corner. And what are they doing? What are they doing? Yeah, maybe we should do a show on that, Big Mike. DEI and how people feel about it. Politicians quote MLK, have a dream speech, but they hate Bernie Sanders. If you don't agree with Sanders politically, you definitely won't agree with King. He was more radical. I am so sorry. Yeah, they really put me through the ringer in the hospital a couple days ago, and I am still recovering from that. Dear Lord. Most certainly was. You win the prize. You win the prize. There. Actually, I have ties to the Black community. I still take the grandkids fishing. Yeah. And what about Dalton? What about the lakes in Dalton where Black people cannot hang out at the lake? 2 lakes. They're not allowed to come. Why doesn't anybody talk about that? Why doesn't anybody talk about the 2 lakes that the brown and Black community cannot go to? It's only white only. How did that happen? And how does it continue to happen in today's world? The unjust war in Vietnam. Yeah. And how long ago was it his assassination, Big Mike? Can you remember? Douglas, welcome. I'm yawning. I'm so sorry. Oh, I don't know, Karen. Boy, that would be an uprising if they tried to do that. And what about all the statues that they continue to tear down? Remember that massive barrage on statues? They even wanted to take down Lincoln's statue, right? What about all that? Douglas, so good to see you. there is so much going on in this world. Trying to declassify MLK files. He's not a president. Well, you mean MLK isn't the president, right? Well, has anything been released with that whole situation? Was anybody arrested? There are devious things in government. For that, you can rest assured. Politicians owned the lakes in Dalton. And why can't they go? I am so sorry. I am still catching up. I was there for 6 hours in the hospital doing tests, and they walked me from one floor, walked me back down to another floor, put me on machines, put me on another machine. It was, I'm old. Jeez. What the hell did I, well, we're having a conversation there, Douglas. Catch up. They bought the lakes in the 80s when William Peck was mayor. Thank you, Big Mike. Maybe I have to do a little research on that, right? Because can we all agree that is wrong? Can we all agree on that? That is racist. Let me screenshot that so I can remember to look it up. I get so many great ideas and so many questions in the chats, and I forget. I'm old. I think it's because white neighborhoods still try to act more superior. And I think you're right. And I'm white. What about gated communities? What do you think about gated communities? I saw a clip where a young black man, am I allowed to say black because I'm white? Is that okay? Is that acceptable? I don't hurt anybody's feelings. Because when you're a certain color and you use black or white, or sometimes it offends people, and I can't keep up. So yeah. What about gated communities? Post Mecca Malcolm X. You got it. 1 year. Thank you very much. And you knew it was about Vietnam. And what about JFK? I can see his Johnson. Lyndon Johnson took over, right? After JFK was assassinated, right? Yeah. And what happened? What happened? But these are all things that we know. But with the release of the documents, we're going to know a lot more. BLM was a ripoff to blacks and helping nothing. Where did all that money go to, Dwayne? We know. Piscus, I can't pronounce that. French needs the explanation for that word, please. Do you want me to look it up now? Or somebody can put it in the chat. One of the rifles that the FBI borrowed from the CIA was missing. James Earl Ray's weapon wasn't the right one. The missing weapon from the FBI headquarters was the murder weapon. Big Mike. Okay, you have, I'm sure, have seen all the videos of that fateful day, right? Why was that Secret Service man told to get off the back of the car? Did anybody notice that? I sure did. Because he turned around and said, "What the hell are you talking about?" They told that Secret Service guy, "Get off the back of the car," so there'd be a clear shot, right? If you find me missing in the morning, you know what happened to me. Oh. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to Memphis in my entire life. I really don't think, Douglas. Oh. Really? I don't think I've ever been to Memphis. Phil Shaw tried to sue the Piscarians in the 90s, but lost in court. Yeah. Bunch of white rich men, right? I'm not afraid to say it. But let's talk truth. Rich men, right? We'll find out how much the FBI is involved. And I must say, Potato! Good to see you. How is Mrs. Potato? Yeah. You know, did anybody see the Secret Service when they had Kennedy in the room? Okay, he had already passed. And they took all the documents out. And did anybody see that? And my mother said that is not John Kennedy. That is not JFK on that table. She was young at the time. She knew what she was talking about. Lots of things, lots of secrets. And minorities pay the highest property taxes because of their neighborhood. Is it because of their neighborhood, or is it because of the officials that pass these tax levies, tax increases? Is that why? I'm drinking water, by the way. No bourbon for me. Did I miss that, Cynthia? Doggone it, I gotta get a hold of Berg. I miss a lot. It repels me into the Vampire to the Cross. Okay, there was a conversation and I missed it. I'm sorry. There you have it, French. It was a club, and I'm going to look that club up and do a little research on it. You learn so much. You know, when you have these adult conversations and everybody's just giving out their opinions and information, isn't this pleasant? I don't care what they call me as long as they don't call me late for dinner. And don't call me Shirley. Oh my gosh. Douglas, are you in my head? Because those are two terms that are very familiar around this household. I live next to Dalton in the South Holland, and we pay more property taxes than Orland Park, and they have way more stores in their town compared to South Holland. Why do you think that is, Coffee? Yeah, Southland is so dirty, so miserable. And something needs to be done about it, right? I don't care what politician it is. You know. So why is it take a look at Baltimore. If you look at the history of Baltimore, do a little research on Baltimore and who is involved in Baltimore. If you listen to MLK's last speech, I've been to the mountaintop. He knew he was about to be killed. Am I allowed to say that? It's like he was saying his own eulogy in that speech. The next day, he was assassinated. Yeah. Yeah. Because he knew things, right? So why is Trump releasing these files that have been under lock and key for so long? Yeah. Status quo welcome. On the plane, he sure did. Yeah. Did he look surprised? Did he look shocked? Dismayed? Just a question. Because I didn't think so. I did not think so. Did he know what was going to go on? I don't know. Having to leave to go, pick up a few items. What's Miger? Karen, what's Miger? Stick to my phone and wash dishes. Dwayne, you still have those grandchildren? Oh my gosh. We have to say a prayer for Dwayne. Oh my gosh. Dear Lord. Because of our elected officials, and something definitely needs to be done. Absolutely coffee. And it starts at the local level, right? Soft tissue area. There was a lot. There was also a thing between the Nation of Islam and King. The overall fear was them uniting the whole black vote. Oh. So both of them got it. Yeah. But what about Chicago? Doug. Trump was almost broke before becoming president the first time. Has Trump ever been broke? He has filed bankruptcy, I believe. He has gone through the system. He has worked the system. Remember the debate with Hillary Clinton and him? Hillary thought she had a got you moment and said, well, you're using all these tax breaks. And he turned and looked at her and said, so are you, and you're the ones that put them in place. So, yeah. Except the poor people don't know how to work the system, right? Well, we're going to change that on this channel. Everybody will know how to work the system, just like the politicians do, right? Isn't that the American way? Doesn't everybody agree that every American citizen of these United States should know what the politicians know and how to get those houses that are tax delinquent at the end of the year at auctions? Have a request from public why he delivers on his promises as president. Is there one thing that he didn't deliver? One of his promises he didn't deliver on? I want to know all about these statues, though. What is your opinion on taking all these statues down? And you know, one of them was Douglas. Why would they take Douglas's statue down? Why did they have a problem with that one? Oh, it's a supermarket. Okay, gotcha. I missed Kmart. Oh, Sears. Sears was a great brand. Woolworths. Remember, they used to have birds and all that kind of stuff, and Woolworths. It was great fun for the kids. They had the actual old style ice cream thing. You get your float and everything like that. Yeah. Yeah. I only buy American, by the way. I don't buy from any other country. When I had my military uniform, it was made in Bangladesh. Can you believe that? The American uniform. True story. Oh, Venture. Radio Shack City. What is going on with all of these places going under? No, she sure didn't. Hey, did she get a pardon from Biden yet? I'm sorry. I remember Zares, Cynthia. Yeah. Yep. That's right. It's not. But why should it only be for rich people? Status quo. Shouldn't the little people... You see, there is no more middle class. That's been wiped out forever. They keep talking about middle class. There is no middle class. You're the rich or you're poor. In my opinion. Somebody might have a different one. Yeah. And Douglas, did they actually take his... Did they actually take his statue down? It was ridiculous. In the 90s and late 80s, I'm not that old. How do I do my end of day report? We'll be back once I get home for now. Okay. Okie dokes, potato. Our favorite potato and Mrs. Potato. They tell history of an event, but then others should be allowed to as well. Yes. No pardon yet for Hill Dog. Remember Benghazi? Remember that charade? I just stopped to respond. Removing the statues and changing school names is nothing but an attempt to rewrite history. And it cannot be rewritten, can it? No, Douglas, not your statue. What's his first name? Black man. Douglas. What was... Chat, help me out because I'm having a brain fart on his first name. Very well known. Unfair questions. I love those. I like and admire most rich people. Me too. Don't get me wrong. I like my money. It affords me certain things, like not having to go to the grocery store, which I just can't take anymore. I just can't. I don't know what has happened to this world where people have to be rude in a grocery store and ram a cart up your ass. I'm not quite sure. Anyways. Ronald Reagan almost beat Walter Mondale in a 50-state sweep. Do you see? Remember that? Remember Ronald Reagan. And he was an actor. Became president. So I think the consensus is that, we learn about DEI and really dive deep into it. See what, and I'm screenshotting the questions so I don't forget them, I want to go to Napoleon's objections. Shout out to Burgundy Blue Commentary for this exceptional video.
There was a motion to strike and dismiss filed. There was a motion to strike and dismiss filed in this case, and so I think that the first thing for the board to do would be appropriate to hear the arguments related to the motion to strike and dismiss. Does the board want to put any restrictions on the arguments, or how much time do the candidates think that they're going to need for each side of their argument? Or the parties, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the candidates, the parties.
I don't think we would need more than 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes?
Could we limit it to 10? I just want to
Sure.
say, we have thoroughly read, and I'm speaking for myself, if the board can tell me if they agree, the objections, and we had quite a bit of time to thoroughly read the motion to dismiss, unlike some of the pleadings that I received this morning. And both were very thorough and well written. So if it's possible to just not read what you already wrote and just put on the highlights, and to keep it to 10 minutes and then let us ask questions of what we are wondering about after reading it, that would be very helpful.
I have no problem. I was not planning to read word for word from my submission.
I have read all of the pleadings, responses, bodies, and I'm basically ready to hear. Tell us what you need to do.
Okay, and Member Ostfeld, are you good with a 10-minute limit for oral argument for both sides?
I'm fine with that. I just like to have for the record an outline of the points that the people raised, so that they don't read everything, but they do state for the record what the basic points are that they're arguing.
Okay, so you're asking them to just give a sort of summary?
A summary overview, yeah.
Sure. I think that they both probably intended on doing that.
I could do that relatively quickly.
Okay, Mr. Mullen, you're good with this as well?
I am. Thank you.
Okay, and Mr. Raftopper? Mr. Raftopper, you're good with that as well? You can just give me a thumbs up if you want.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Yes, that's fine. You want to board members? I don't know what you said.
Yeah, we're having a lot of trouble understanding through this feed.
A quick point here. Crafter and also Tiffany Nelson Jordan were also involved in the elections with Kiana Belcher and Trustee Henyard. Just a little thing back there.
Possibly. Okay, well, we'll figure, well, I guess let me ask this. Will Mr. Mullen, are you going to be handling the argument primarily?
I will handle the argument primarily, yes.
Okay.
And are you able, is Julian able to text you or?
We'll try to do it by text.
Thank you.
Okay, and then for the board members, Ms. Crafter has put on the screen that she's only able to hear me, so I think it's possibly your microphones might be off, so if you are going to speak, just so that Ms. Crafter can hear what's going on as well, just turn your microphone off and then you can, or on, and then you can turn it off to avoid feedback issues. So, thank you, everybody. All right, so then I guess we should get started. Mr. Ledezinski, is there a motion?
I will start off. The first point is that the objectors filed a verified petition. And their verification does not say anywhere upon information believed. It says we have personal knowledge of all these facts and these allegations. In the response, the true nature of this objection comes out. And it's a quote. This is the worst kept secret in Thornton Township. If we wouldn't go by gossip and innuendo, we will be here, literally, for days and weeks. If they had personal knowledge and facts, those should have been pled. This is no different than when someone files a mortgage foreclosure or some other verified pleading seeking this type of relief to remove a candidate. But they chose not to. And the reason why they chose not to is because they don't have a case. And this even becomes clearer. Point 2. They changed their objection. The objection now is my client never lived at the Harvey residence. That's not pled anywhere. How is my client supposed to mount a defense if the objectors are going to make these shifting arguments? I cite the Maskin case, and they want to talk, it's all about proof. They're wrong. Maskin talks about what must be proved, but what must be pled. They have never pled in this case that this is an abandonment case. So what documents do I have to gather for this case? They don't. They don't point out that, are they saying that this 30-day rule about residency under the township, you have to live in the precinct and be registered to live there for 30 days before. Are they going to be counting the time that my client who's in Springfield is down? They have not provided any information. I cited the Daniel case, and the reason why I cited Daniel versus Daly, and they want to talk about, well, that was kind of a shotgun objection because it dealt with signatures. This is no different than a shotgun objection. You're not a resident. We're gonna shift the burden to you, Mr. Senator Harris, to show that you're actually a resident. The burden's on you. We've provided you with enough information. One of the best known facts is Senator Harris owns a Beggar's Pizza and several other Beggar's Pizza. One of them is in Harvey. His Harvey.
Wait, Beggar's Pizza. Oh, we've seen that on the warrant list, haven't we? Beggar's Pizza. And I'm sorry, is that a clarification that Napoleon Harris owns Beggar's Pizza? Let's go back.
We've provided you with enough information. One of the best known facts is Senator Harris owns a Beggar's Pizza and several other Beggar's Pizza. One of them is in Harvey. His Harvey residence is right by his restaurant. There's an article, we provided an article where he's actually worked at the restaurant. So, okay, yeah, that's where he works and he has a residence there, nearby. What do they cite? They cite, we have personal knowledge. My third point. Before we go any further, and under this board's rules, if these three objectors have all this personal knowledge, because it is the worst kept secret in Thornton Township, they need to testify as to what their personal knowledge is. You don't get to sign a verified complaint and then say, well, no, that's not fair. We don't have to do anything. Well, yeah, you do. Under the rules of this board, under the Daniel decision, they have to. That becomes very, very, very important. My last point, and this goes to why this should be dismissed. You've already had a taste of two of the objectors with regard to the one objection as to whether or not there was a full objection filed to Mr. Harris. I also cite the Muldrow decision, where that electoral board sat at the city of Markham City Hall till 1:15 in the morning, in which Mr. Price instructed a witness to leave. What this is going to turn into a game, and when someone alleges that someone doesn't live there, okay, simple checking of public records that we provided you all the petition sheets, provided, in response to their subpoena, like, listen, they're asking for mortgages. There's no mortgage on this Flossmoor property that Senator Harris happens to own. There's no homestead exemptions on there. What they're going to say is, well, you need to put that on in your case. No, they have the burden. They have not pled sufficiently a residency case, because the purpose of this, to fully state your objection, is to allow the candidate an opportunity to, what do I bring in and defend? Based on their response, they want Senator Harris to bring in literally 15 years of documents to establish his residency. That is not what the law is. They have a deficiency in their pleading, and for those reasons, this objection should be dismissed.
Thank you. Mr. Mullen, would you like to respond?
Absolutely, thank you. We're at the pleading stage. This is a standard residency objection with standard residency objection allegations. These are similar to the residency challenge that have been filed by both counsel on the other side. I've been doing this for a long time. I have never seen in a case an allegation that there was not physical presence or there was not an intent to remain or there was abandonment. The allegation is simply there is a 1-year residency requirement and a 30-day requirement in the precinct to be a registered voter, and that was not satisfied because the candidate said that he lived in Harvey, which is in Thornton Township, when in fact he lives in Flossmoor, which is in Rich Township. And that is the allegation, and we are required at the evidentiary hearing to bring forth evidence to prove that. But this is the pleading stage. And we have gone beyond what is required at the pleading stage by including exhibits in our petition. And those exhibits included the homeowner tax bill showing that Mr. Harris owns the property in Flossmoor. He filed with the State Board of Elections paperwork over many, many years saying that his residence is in Flossmoor. And the form that he signed to say where his residence was under oath. So we have provided a great deal of information to back up and show the good faith of the allegations that Mr. Harris is not a resident of Harvey or Thornton Township. That is not required. What is required is an allegation to state what our objection is. And our objection is simply, he is not a resident of Thornton Township and does not meet the residency requirement in the Township Code. And second, that he is not a registered voter because he has not lived in the precinct for 30 days. And therefore, he is not qualified under the Township Code. And when he signed his statement of candidacy saying that he was a resident in Harvey, in Thornton Township, he was not being truthful, and therefore the statement of candidacy includes a falsity and is invalid. That is the allegation, and we have to prove that allegation. We understand that. But no matter how much documentation Mr. Ladizinski comes in with to try to get rid of this case at the pleading stage, this is just the pleading stage, and we have alleged everything we are required to allege. There are a lot of cases that have been cited here, but what you don't see is a single case dismissing a residency objection on the grounds that physical presence, intent to remain, or abandonment has not been pled. Not one. In all of that. With respect to the objectors, there are two cases that are relevant to the objector's role in this process. One of those is the Daniel case, which Mrs. Ladizinski litigated and cited. The other is the Nader case. The Nader case dealt with a request for a subpoena on the objectors. And what the Nader case says was that is outside the scope of the board's duty. That you are not to look at what the objectors did to put the objector's petition together. The only question before the board is the candidate a resident of Thornton Township or not? Now, if Mr. Ladizinski believes that the candidates had personal knowledge, and they did verify, and that is correct, then he can call them as witnesses and ask them what their personal knowledge is in the evidentiary hearing. But he cannot subpoena them under the Nader case to ask them how they put the objection together. Now, when you look at the shotgun cases, what they do is they look at the documentation that was filed. And they say, this is shotgun because every signature was objected to. And you look at the documentation, and from its face, you see that it's a shotgun objection. You don't have someone come in and do testimony on whether or not it's a shotgun objection. You look at the paperwork and you say, does this appear to be a shotgun objection? If you're sure it is, then you get rid of it. If you're not sure it is, then you do a 10% records check and see whether it's good or not, right? You don't call in people to testify, well, I went down to the board and I looked at these signatures. That's not how the process works, and that's what the Nader case says. So we're happy to have our clients testify as to what they know, because they know a lot, and they did a lot of work on it. But it's not a question of whether the petition has been pled properly. It's a question of our burden of production and our burden of proof at the evidentiary hearing. So for purposes of pleading, this is an allegation that has been adequately pled and adequately supported to show that it's in good faith. So the motion to dismiss should be denied.
In reply, Nader's a different case. Nader was not a verified petition. Your rules address this issue. I've handled plenty of cases where there's allegations of shotgun objection and people have testified. Senator Ricky Hendon had to testify at a hearing as to whether or not the petitions were, the objection was put together. This is not a case where
and this is Blueberry, I'm so sorry, Burgundy Blue Commentaries exclusive video. So everybody, please put a blue heart in the chat for all the hard work she did. And she did an excellent job.
I went with the motivation is we have people that have signed a verification. This is true and correct. And so they attach a document. Well, this is an article from the Lansing newspaper. Okay, something off the internet, that's great, I can find that. But it really comes true when you look at the response. The response says this is the worst kept secret. So this is gossip and innuendo. This is no different than the birther theory involving President Obama, and courts ruled, you want to make this objection, he doesn't have to come forward with this birth certificate. This is just nonsense. What do you have? What evidence? If you're going to make this allegation a verified petition, what do you have at the time you signed that verification? Not what you did afterwards, what you did now. They cite to the State Board of Elections website page they did it. That's his mailing address. That's a mailing address, not his residence address. We are going to be faced here, and this is the burden that they have. They have to plead and prove. What are they pleading and proving? What are they pleading? What do I have to defend on behalf of the candidate? Because if you look at their response, they say he never lived there. So I have to go back and get 14 years of records? They're trying to amend their objection. They want this to be very fluid, and I'll call it loosey-goosey. You must fully state your objection for the purposes of the candidate's due process rights and what I have to bring in to rebut. As I sit here today, I do not know what they're really alleging, because they did not sufficiently allege the following, okay? Like in Mascom was a detailed petition that had detailed facts of points in time, events. There was actually a resident that moved into that residence that was cited. The lease was cited. The voter registration of that new resident was cited. There's nothing here other than, like I said, gossip and innuendo. These cases cannot be brought this way. This board should not be forced to sit here for hours and hours and hours for someone to engage in malicious mischief. That's what I'll call it. If you had all this facts, all these personal knowledge, he doesn't live there for the following reasons, that should be in the objector's petition, the verified petition, because that would be the basis for their objection, setting forth what I need to defend.
Okay, so are both parties done?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So now it's time for the board to begin its deliberations. So I would ask the board to, I guess, just start discussing this and give your thoughts. Looks like Member Swanson, looks like you've got some thoughts you wanna?
Mr. Ladizinski, as to your question, David having to go back 14 or however many years. The law only says residency for a year, and to be a voter 30 days in the precinct. Why do you have to go back 14 years? The only relevant time period is just the 1 year.
Their response says he'd never lived there. So their response is going to be, he never lived there, so I'm going to have to go back in time and start when he started his physical presence there.
But all that's relevant is 1 year.
But it's clear what they plan to do because they're saying he never lived there. So now, how do I, because they're going to point to, oh, he lives in Flossmoor, okay? He lives in Flossmoor. I have to go out and get witnesses now from Flossmoor that no, he has not been there for X years. That is what my concern here is, if when you read their pleading, and I understand when they have to plead for 1 year, but that's not what they're doing with their response to the motion.
Do any of the board members have any questions of the candidates council or objectors council?
You want a motion before we discuss, or there's something to discuss?
Sure. Yeah, that's generally appropriate. I mean, sometimes with these electoral board hearings, we don't always follow Robert's rules to the letter just because they're a little bit more informal, but.
How do you want a motion first before we discuss?
I like that idea, yes.
Then I'll put a motion on the record that the motion to strike and dismiss case 25 TOEB sub 02C be denied.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Member Swanson to deny the motion to strike and dismiss, and we have a second by Chair Raymond. I will call the roll. Well, I'm sorry, first you guys, do you want to have discussion? You said you wanted to have discussion, so let's have the discussion.
I would just like to point out a couple things. One, I agree with my fellow electoral board member and the Attorney Mullen for the objector that the candidate's attorney maybe is going on a little bit of a stretch when he says he has to prove more than the 1 year prior to 30 days just because of some wording in a reply or response. So I don't agree with that. If your candidate lived there this year, show us that he did. I definitely don't agree that it's a shotgun allegation.
If I may interject, the burden's not us to show that he lives there. The burden's on them.
Okay.
They're shifting the
Either
burden.
way,
See, this is what my concern is. They're shifting the burden to us.
it does end up usually like the Rahm Emanuel case. They proved the wedding gown was there. Show me a wedding gown. Anyway, I don't agree at all that it's a shotgun objection. To me, it's the complete opposite. This is one narrow area of law, whether he's a resident or not. It is not challenging 5,000 out of 5,001 signatures. So I don't agree with that argument. You cite the case of Jeffers, which refers to one meager sentence. I don't agree that this objection raised one meager sentence. I may agree with you in a different case before us, but I don't in this one. I think they added details that made me curious, like the vacant issue of the water bill. I think they gave details more than just a mere allegation of residency. So those were just a couple points I wanted to bring up.
Okay, thank you. One thing I did want to actually point out to the board, because there's a lot of talk about this 30-day thing as it relates to section 5/5-2. I just want to make sure that the board is aware of what that section actually deals with. That section deals with registering to vote. That section states, I'm going to read it into the record for everyone's benefit. No person shall be entitled to be registered in and from any precinct unless such person shall, by the date of the election next following, have resided in the state within the precinct 30 days and be otherwise qualified to vote at the election, at such election. Every applicant who shall be 18 years of age or over on the day of the next election shall be permitted to register if otherwise qualified to constitute residents under this Article 5, Article 3 is control. So just wanted to make sure that the board is aware that that section, it's not per se a residency section, and it doesn't per se require somebody to, I guess, be a resident 30 days prior to the election. It actually is a section that deals with being a resident 30 days prior to registering to vote. So just want to make sure that the board is aware of what that section says. At least that's my read of it.
Thank you.
Okay, Member Asfeld, is there anything that you wanted to add?
Basically, I think this is a factual situation, and that I would go along with the motion to deny the motion. I would go along with the motion to deny the motion to strike and dismiss, because I think it's a factual issue, and it only goes to meeting the requirements to be a candidate. It doesn't go to anything else. We don't want to hear 30 different witnesses, and it's hard to prove a negative, I understand that, but this has to be a fast track. It's not your normal procedure, and so we just need to move to the basic evidence.
I believe that Member Swanson wants to offer some more statements.
Well, I agree to some extent with Mr. Ladazinski that the objection could have been worded with more specificity. However, this is the pleading stage. I believe there is enough there to withstand the motion to strike and dismiss. Whether there's enough there that can be brought in and prove it at trial is another issue, but that's not what is before us at this time.
Okay, so then at this time, is the board done with its deliberations as it relates to the motion to strike and dismiss? Okay, so then we'll go ahead and call the roll. So just for the edification of the public, we are now voting on the motion, which was made by Member Swanson and seconded by Chair Raymond, to deny the motion to strike and dismiss filed by the candidate, Napoleon Harris. I will now take the roll. Chair Raymond?
Yes.
Member Swanson?
Yes.
Member Asfeld?
Yes.
Okay, so the motion to strike and dismiss has been denied.
Okay, so I want to do this in clips because there's a lot, right? I mean, Berg, they're going to subpoena the post office. And I'm sorry, chat. Is his wife still going to be subpoenaed? Yes, Dwayne, that's a Delgado lawyer. All these lawyers are, She does not have a dog in this fight, so she was fair. They also replaced Chris Gonzalez and Darlene. Really? Excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Chris decided Nate's fate. Okay, 12 months. Okay. 17 days out of the month, he can claim residency. And what about the electric bill? What about mail being delivered to homes? Is that going to be something that comes into play? Because, people own different homes in different states, right? And sometimes you get bills sent to those addresses for, your utilities, your water, whatever has to do with the property, right? Plus you have post office boxes. So this is going to get interesting. I didn't want to play the whole 3 hours, Berg. Put a blue heart in the chat for Berg. She stood there for over 3 hours. But I did want to play just one section at a time so we can kind of grasp what's going on here. And we wanted to start with St. Patrick's. Kiana Belcher, May 6, 2024. Talking about that building is unsound. But yet it is up and running. And thank you, Berg, for that picture. I'll add that in. So what does everybody think? Is Napoleon going to stay on the ballot? Probably. Is this all fluff and flutter? Maybe. Are there legitimate complaints? They do this in election times, right? All over the country. Claiming this, claiming that. But Berg, you you've got to oops, I forgot a lot of chats. I'm sorry. They skim right by me. Or they replace people. Yeah. Sometimes you also pay bills for families and etc. Yes, that's true. Just the fact that they can hold two positions. Yeah, I don't agree with that, Dwayne. I never have. Never have. Yeah. I did want to break up your video, Berg, and get to the gist of the arguments, and what they are arguing, why they are arguing it, and what the decision of the board is, right? Defending him next. Ooh, January 31st, isn't it, Berg? Yeah, you might want to give those blue hearts for Berg. Where's all the blue hearts? I'm not going to speak until I see a bunch of blue hearts. That's it. I'm going off the air for Burgundy Blues commentaries. Give me the blue hearts. I don't see them yet. French wrench, color blue. Michael Smith and Keith Price's lawyer actually won. Yeah. I'm putting together another video. I think I'm going to do one a day, to so people can really follow through, right? Because there's a lot of talking and a lot of back and forth. And I kind of wanted, and I hope you don't mind, Berg, I kind of wanted to do it section by section so people could understand exactly what was going on. Legitimate. Well, yeah, you have to. You have to verify everything, right? There they are, Berg. There they are. Oh, what a massive colossal. Okay, this is the question, though. And the township does not have insurance, correct? So what are all of these lawyers doing in a township building? That's my question. If the township has no, I don't think Berg's going to be any place around there on the 31st. Yeah, Berg is great. Berg is great. Oh, thank you, Berg. I thought it would be easier. Instead of running the entire 3 hours, breaking it down so everybody can understand what objections are being made, what evidence they want to bring in, and then take it from there. I've already got the other video set up. I'm not going to play it tonight. I want to be long-winded tonight. Yeah, Berg does great. On a sinking boat. Well, there's a lot of lawyer jokes, and you probably know them all, Douglas. Which turns into the joke. I bet you'll be having this out south. Wait a minute. I bet you they will have this out south suburban. It is in no way they're bringing the state senator into the building. Yeah. What happens if the state senator comes into an uninsured building? And what are these lawyers doing in there? Heart giver. It's not fancy candy. Status quo. We love status quo. I know they threw out the kids' school, the FOIA card in the Chase Bank. You're going to subpoena the Chase Bank? Really? Exactly, Douglas. What if somebody gets hurt? You have all of these lawyers there with no insurance. And that's my question. How is this happening in a township building with no insurance? More likely. That's what I don't understand. But Belcher claiming that St. Patrick's is not sound and pointing it out. May 6, 2024, made a big deal of it. It's not constructionally sound. So what happened? And in May of 2024 was William Moore issuing permits. That's another thing. Or is this whole thing about a liquor license that Henyard didn't push through or sign? She is the liquor commissioner. Every mayor is the liquor commissioner. It's nothing new. Rogers was. You know, the board had issues with Rogers over this. Oh, I just want to stick to my coffee tonight. Yeah. Berg, you pointed this out. Look at how quiet that meeting was. Look how quiet it was. Well, you think, but will that happen? Because she protested against that. She said that building, we all heard it, came out of her own mouth. The building is structurally unsound, and she had 12 pages, which nobody ever saw. Yeah, cigars. What about Rutgers? Many of us don't. But she has won the hearts of several people. Snake in the grass. No, it won't be, Berg. It most certainly will not be. And why not? Why won't it be quiet? Give us a little tea on that, would you? I know you're working and everything. I'm sorry. Kind of putting you on the spot. Cigar, beer, and a little fire, Douglas. She can't be no snake. Think about it. You mean Belcher? Douglas, you are a smart man. Think about this. You see, with everybody, the focus is what they're saying to the camera, right? But nobody's listening to what's being said and done in the background. And that's what you have to watch out for, right? You don't look at the distraction they want you to see. You look at what is going on in the background. That's just pure investigation 101, right? It won't be quiet because it will be distractors. Oh. Well, do you think Napoleon will quiet them down and say, wait a minute, hold on, quiet down? Belcher is an anaconda who don't want none unless you have some funds. Yes, Berg. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to say what you told me because I don't want you to be crucified. Okay. Wonder if the RFIs were responded to, maybe slowed by Henyard team, is difference to Ms. Belcher's getting answers. Yeah. But I mean, the whole big thing with her, May 2024, the building is structurally unsound, and she had 12 pages that nobody ever saw. But now, here she is, Dear Woke Christian, covered that, praising St. Patrick's. St. Patrick says that she has given donations to both sides. I've only seen Tiffany's. I watched Tiffany lawyer congratulate Stephanie. Keith Price also congratulated her, and they had a nice chat. Isn't that something? Isn't it something what happens when all the chaos is not in the room? Yeah, I believe that. Yep. Nobody from the caucus will be there? Oh, I'm sorry. All of the people from the caucus. I'm so sorry. Pisces 127. Welcome. I see you. Tiffany is the snake in the grass. The trustees are the grass that hides the snake. Oh, that's an interesting analogy. Snakes tend to gather together, though, don't they? I'm not quite sure. I just threw that out there. Please wear the black hat when you get the call. Yeah, but I didn't see it. And it could be it's not up yet. It hasn't been, a lot of times you look at these things and they haven't been updated yet, right? Ah, an ambush. Oh, yeah, there's going to be an ambush, all right. But nobody will ever see it coming until it happens. Recently. Yeah, why? Why just recently? I don't know. People donate to whoever they want to. The only problem I have with political donations, if there's a conflict of interest, that's the problem I have. I don't think she was donated to Jason. No, I didn't see it. I did not see that, Berg, and I went through those donations. Time to mow the grass. Oh my gosh, Dwayne. Can you imagine if that happened? Well, it's going to happen on this channel. Oops. Nobody give anything to friend. Oh, Francois. Wait a minute, hang on. They really put me through the ringer. It's taken a few days to recover from it. I'm saying, so not believe she donated at all to the other campaign until recently. Tiffany is losing, and she is a business owner. Jason could shut her down. Yeah. Have you seen Tiffany's latest donations? They're kind of empty, as I saw, anyways. So she is being business savvy. Talking on your phone? Uh-huh. Are you multitasking, Berg? But I did want to just, we had a lot of great conversations, and I think we should do a show on DEI, right? Because that was of great interest. And I did screenshot the questions so I could look them up later. Dalton, plan of action has been sent out. The basic plan. And you all know who you are. You don't have to say it on here because we don't want anybody to know, right? We don't want anyone to know what is going on until it happens. That's the way we will roll. Thank you very much, Berg, and thank you for your great work. Was there, Berg, was the media out there? What was there media out there? I'm not quite sure. I didn't see any. Sorry, I'm yawning again. Douglas, I know nothing. Yes, you do. But the initial plan of action has been sent out. And then probably, well, tomorrow's Sunday, right? Maybe Monday, maybe tomorrow, because sometimes I just get on a roll and send it out with different assignments and stuff. See what people think of the original plan, who's involved, which team members want to investigate who, what team members want to investigate what, because there's specific things in that plan that we need to know about. Okay. Burgundy blue commentary, my favorite blueberry. Thank you so very much, and thank you everybody in this chat. We're going to end it here. Can you believe it? We haven't had any disruptions in the chat. What happened? I did get an email from Instran, and that was a sadly very terrible mistake that they made. Gave them grace, and I'm sorry, Instran. I feel sorry for you. I really do. You don't know what the train wreck is coming for you. And Pisces 121, you little snitch. Welcome. I know you're listening. Thank you, Francois. Please like, subscribe, and hit the like button. Is it Berg? I always forget this stuff. You know I do. That's why I refuse. Yeah. When you say to them directly, stop stalking me. Don't ever email me again. I gave you a grace. You asked for a peace treaty. And you just seem to get things twisted there, little Instran. You're banned from this channel. Never to return. So, everything that you have done has been documented and will be shipped off. You see, I gave you grace under the ill advisement of law enforcement, okay? They said, no, you really should pursue this case. And then I had a little bit of heart. Okay. I said, well, all right, let's be peaceful. No, you had to twist things around, you little prick. There you go, I said it. Hannibal Hungry just posted a video they talked about. Oh, thank you, French Wrench. We'll have to see that. Oops, I'm sorry. Status quo. The batteries were new in the live. Okay, I think that we should get the flock out of here. Thank you all for listening. Like, subscribe, share something or other, whatever I'm supposed to say. Let's go watch Hannibal is Hungry. That sounds pretty good. I'm hungry. Okay, good night, y'all. Love you. Bye.